guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope you are all doing well. I'm looking very bright this morning. I feel like I'm bringing a little bit of brightness to the day because it's very gloomy. I've just pulled up to the gym for my upper body day and I thought I'd bring you guys along. In today's video, it's just going to be like a wellnessy, fitnessy day in my life, and there's also going to be a little bit of a like sit down section where I talk you guys through all things discipline, achieving my goals and just leveling up in general, because I feel like the foundations need to be laid before we go into the winter arc. I know that it's obviously such a struggle for basically 99% of the world during winter time, like getting up to go to the gym early and things like that. So I feel like I want to lay the groundwork with all of my information that I have learned for myself and things that I will be doing myself for the last few months of this year and basically forever. But I just feel like it's just a lot harder to do these things during the winter than the summer. So if I can help just one person during this video, then that will make me happy. But yeah, I had a nice little 6 a.m. wake up this morning, not 5 a.m. wake up today, which was quite nice. You guys know me, I'm like an evening person, so being able to like sit at night, watch TV and just do something in the evening is like, it makes me way happier than getting up at 5. Like I do get up at 5 maybe a couple of days in the week, just because that's how my routine works that day and things, and it does really make me feel good. But I'm a true evening girl, especially as the evenings are going to be getting cozier. I just love it so much. It's like my favourite time of day. But like obviously over the past few months, especially since the move into my new place as well, I really do feel like I've got a solid groundwork and foundation with my morning routine, which makes me really happy and feel prepared going into the next few months to be able to continue doing that and it not be a huge struggle. Don't get me wrong, it's obviously going to be a struggle, but I feel like once you have built up the discipline and you've created that habit, it's just that little bit easier and it just becomes like brushing your teeth in the morning. It's a non-negotiable for me, which is the same as brushing my teeth. But yeah, I'm not going to make this intro too long. I just really did quickly want to tell you about this outfit. As I mentioned, it is from Honor Active, of course. All of my gym outfits are from Honor Active, you guys know this. But this is basically the Timeless colour injection, I believe, and you guys might remember Timeless if you are like an OG to Honor, and it basically, they stopped making it, like they stopped making new colours and things, and this is basically the last ever drop of Timeless. So if you are wanting Timeless, if you really loved it, this is your chance. I mean, this video is going up on Sunday and it's currently Wednesday. It actually goes live today, so hopefully there's some stock left for you guys on Sunday. But we have this, I think this is sherbet yellow. We also have like a light pink, I'm not sure if it's petal pink or chalk pink, we have blackberry purple, a red colour, coal. Like there is quite a variety of pieces, and although Timeless is not my most favourite collection, I don't find it the most flattering, especially like the bottoms, but I do love the bras. I mean, you'll see it whilst I'm training, but this is the Timeless strappy bra, and then this is also the Timeless jacket, which again is super flattering. I feel like any of the jackets, to be honest, from Honor are really flattering, and I wear an extra small in the jackets and a small in everything else. But yeah, if you guys do want to shop any Honor Active, you can use my code Mia and it will get you some money off. Yeah, let's head into the gym now. Procrastinating because I don't want to go in. I'll try and get our session done in just under an hour. I'll definitely be able to do that, so let's go. quick little 45-minute upper body session is done. I'm gonna head home now, guys. It is raining. It is raining and it's August. I can't say that I'm not happy about it because last night I was proper in my like autumn feels. Like I'm so sorry to all the people that are loving summer. Like, have your moment, honestly, but it's not going to stop me from going on about how excited I am about autumn. I literally made a Pinterest board. Hold on. Let me show you this Pinterest board. Like, should I make this public so that everybody can add things to it and just join it because it's just vibes? If you are an autumn girly like me, oh, I'm so excited, guys. I can't even tell you. The past few days it has been gloomy. It's getting me in my feels. It's given twilight season. I'm really excited about it. Yesterday I also planned the next 8 weeks of my YouTube videos because the past few months, honestly, I've just kind of been like winging my YouTube in the sense of like I've not actually been planning the videos. I've just been like filming my daily life without an actual plan. But I took it upon myself yesterday to plan for the next 8 weeks, and these winter arc, autumn, cozy winter videos are coming, and I've planned some of them, and I'm very, very, very excited to take you guys along because it's just my favourite era of vlogging and vlogs. Like I can't wait. Just got myself ready for the day because I am filming, and I don't normally wear makeup every day. Like I normally literally just wear no makeup and look like a slob. Like that was me yesterday, and I just feel like putting a little bit of makeup on just makes me feel that little bit better and also more productive as well. But I've got my iced coffee here. I actually got a new syrup the other day, which I will show you guys, but it's an orange syrup, a little bit rogue, but I love anything like orange flavoured, like chocolate orange. Like it's my favourite ever. And I've literally found the most unreal sugar-free orange syrup, so I will show you, and it's linked on my Amazon storefront as well. But I thought that I would just show you the products that I've just used for my face, because I always get asked like my everyday makeup tutorial, and although I have given you guys like an actual tutorial, I just thought that if you haven't seen that, I would just quickly run you through the products I've just used. But for my base, I used the Kylie Cosmetics, I don't know if you can see that, Skin Tint Blurring Elixir in the shade 3WN. I absolutely love this. It is just really natural, and like when I put it on, it feels like really thin, which I love because I hate anything like thick on my face. And then I went in with this House Labs concealer, which I only just got recently, but I have been loving. I love it so much. I feel like you can make it pretty full coverage and also like light coverage as well. This is in the shade Light Medium Golden. And then for my cream bronzer, I used the Vive Modern Radiance cream bronzer in the shade Light Medium. Absolutely love this. It's my new favourite bronzer. And then for blush, I used the Rhode Pocket Blush in the shade Freckle. I love this shade. I also want to pick up one of the new ones that they just launched. And then for loose powder, I used the Makeup by Mario Surreal Skin Soft Blur Setting Powder. And then for like a bit of powder blush at the end, I used the Rare Beauty Matte Bouncy Blush. And then I'll just quickly show you my lip products. I always get asked on my lip combos, and to be fair, it does change around sometimes. Like when I do my lighter everyday makeup, I use a different combo to what I will do if I'm like going out, for example. But my favourite like more natural lip liner is the Refi Lip Sculpt in the shade Fawn, and then I literally just use the Laneige Glaze Craze tinted lip serum, which is what I've got on now, and it's just a little bit tinted, so it's a little bit brown, and that's what I've got on my lips now. I don't put any like lipstick on or anything. I literally just use liner and a gloss, and it works perfectly well for me. But yeah, this is my fit of the day, guys, by the way. This is like really giving Christmas today, a bit random, but these are the fold over soft motion pants from Honor, and then this is like a really old mellow soft top. I'm not actually sure what colour it is, but I'm loving it. I love a little red moment. But I'm going to finish my coffee, get into my first work block of the day. I'm going to also put a little bit of a Q&A box on my story for this video as well, just like a fitness specific one. So if you guys have any questions, I will get around to answering them in this video, as well as chatting to you about all things discipline and just leveling up, being in my productive girl era. I feel like it'll be a helpful conversation to have, but I will do that as well as answering some questions that you guys have, fitness related ones, in this video. Very excited for a cozy day at home today. It is cloudy and it was raining earlier as well, and I actually prefer working at home when the weather is like this, because I feel like, I don't know about anybody else that works from home or just works in general, like in an office and stuff, when it's sunny, I feel like you just have this like feeling and urge that you have to do everything and that you're like missing out on everything. Like you feel like just because the sun is out, you have to be doing something, especially like in the UK because the sun is not here often. I just feel stress when it's sunny because I'm like, oh, I should be doing this, I should be doing that, I should be doing this. Whereas like when it's cozy and cloudy and rainy, it's like, okay, I don't have to do anything. I know that's stupid, but let me know if you agree. I've just put a question box on my story and I'm just gonna wait till more come before I answer any of the questions, but a lot of the questions are about periods, cycle syncing, how to train around your period. So even though I'm not an expert, we'll talk about that later in this video and just what I do, basically. But yeah, I'm gonna just sit and edit for a little bit. I need to charge my phone. But I made a couple of videos this morning, so I'm gonna get on with editing those. I'm gonna also start making my lunch soon because it's 11:30, and that might sound funny, but I'm just really hungry. I think it's like when I have my breakfast before the gym, I just get hungry a lot quicker, obviously because I had it quite a while ago now. But I'm absolutely loving just sitting here and working these days. Like, although I do have my iMac in my office, I don't know about anybody else with an iMac, but I feel like you are tied down to that one spot because obviously you can't move it. Whereas like with my laptop, I can obviously move it around, and if I'm feeling a little bit unmotivated and like just not wanting to work, it's so nice to just like move somewhere else in your house. Like, sounds really stupid, but like working from home, it can just get like so repetitive. And I mean, I guess working from anywhere, like an office, would be the same thing. So yeah, just like even just moving to my kitchen, it's just like a nice little change of scenery. Yeah, I'm gonna check my emails now, see if there's anything that I need to get back to. Make my lunch. I'm still on my Vietnamese spring roll hype, guys. Don't know why, I'm just like so obsessed with them. Like, I mean, you guys know that I love that kind of food anyway, like Asian food, like Thai, Japanese, Chinese, like it's my favorite of all time. And I've been making them from home and they're just so fresh. So yeah, I'm gonna make them today. And I also cannot tell you how putting a bit of makeup on boosts my confidence. Especially like I'm in my luteal phase right now. So like I'm due on in like a few days. And I just feel like during our luteal phase, we just need any help we can get, you know, because the confidence is down below the ground. And I heard something, I don't know where I heard it, but it basically said that in your luteal phase, because obviously like with a lot of women, our like self-confidence and self-esteem really decreases during that week. And apparently your face actually changes during that time. And I don't know if it's true, but I'm kind of like, and you actually see yourself differently. So that'll explain it, that'll do it. Okay, let's make lunch together. I'm absolutely starving, so I need to make this ASAP. But I am having the Vietnamese spring rolls, as I mentioned. This is what the pack looks like. It's the Blue Dragon ones, and I get these from Sainsbury's. And I usually have 6, but I think there's 7 left, so I may as well just have them all. But this is what the sheets look like. Now, I'm also never claimed to be a chef, okay? Like, this is just what I do and what works. Like, I'm not saying that this is the right way. It's probably not. But I use chicken in mine and I season it with some miso paste and soy sauce, and then also some lime juice as well. And then, so I put the chicken in the spring roll also with some cucumber. I would also normally put some coriander in there as well, but we've run out, unfortunately. But that does make them better. So yeah, I thought I would just, you know, bring you along on making my high protein lunch. This is a big chicken breast, so that is probably going to be about 50 to 60 grams of protein, to be honest, in that chicken breast. But yeah, I feel like I just don't do enough like food recipe content. Like, obviously I'm not a cook or anything, like I don't know, I just feel like I'm not like the best at that sort of stuff, but you guys always request it. So today I'm going to just take you through all of my high protein meals. As you will have seen for breakfast this morning, it's so simple. My breakfast is literally 3 eggs on toast, but you know what, I'm liking it at the moment. And I do this thing where I go through like phases with my meals, and I get obsessed with certain meals and I just rinse them basically for ages. So I cut my chicken quite small and thin just because when I make the spring rolls, like, you don't want them to be too thick because it's hard to like roll them up. So try and make like your meat as small as possible, whatever meat you want to use, if you are going to recreate this recipe. But I'm just putting some oil in the pan, and then I'm going to put the chicken in. I'm just going to wait for it to heat up. And as well, the same with the cucumber. I like to like make them long and thin sticks to go in the spring rolls. I will show you. And then with these, I will also show you how I do it, but you literally just soak them in water for like 10 seconds and then they go all soft. It takes like a minute. Like when I first used them, it was really fiddly and they just rip really easily. But when you've had them basically every day for the last couple of weeks, like I have, you do get used to it. If you're gonna use them more, that's the only part of the recipe that actually takes like a little bit of time. Like frying the chicken literally takes 5-10 minutes. And then doing this is a little bit tedious. And yeah, if you don't have loads and loads of time, I wouldn't recommend doing this, to be honest. Like, it doesn't take long. Like, I think this whole lunch probably takes me about 20 minutes, but it is a bit fiddly doing the spring roll bit. Here, I'm gonna put the chicken in. And with my cucumber, I like to make them about this long and cut the end off. Also, don't come at me for my chopping skills. I know they're probably wrong, but I cut them into thin strips, and I actually cut off this bit in the middle, otherwise it'll make the spring rolls all watery and there'll be too much like volume inside the spring roll. So I just cut them bits off so that you are left with these. And then I'm also going to cut up my lime, which is what I'm going to use to season the chicken. It's also probably important to note that I did just make this recipe up. I didn't even get it off Google. I just winged it. So if you copy it and it's shit, I'm sorry, but to me it's not shit. To me, it's really good. She's really good. Now I'm going to put the lime on. I love lime and lemon, to be fair. Okay, this is when I'll now put in the miso paste. I'm pretty sure you are meant to like mix this with hot water, but I just put it in the pan. And then I put in the soy sauce. And then as that chicken finishes cooking, we'll start doing the spring rolls. So this bowl is not the best, it's too small, but if you have a bowl big enough, it will be so much easier. But you basically just well, this is what it says on the packet, you're meant to just submerge it for like 10 to 15 seconds. I basically just now do it till it's a bit soft, which happens basically straight away as soon as you put it in. As you can see, it's becoming more moldable, but this is the fiddly part. Okay, then I pull the sheet out, put it on this chopping board, and then I put the chicken in first. I put like 3 bits of chicken per spring roll, and then 3 bits of cucumber in each spring roll. That might look like literally nothing, but as I mentioned, I'm having like 7, so it adds up. And then I fold one side over and then the other side, and then I do the ends, and it's as simple as that. They don't look good, they don't look like how they're meant to, I don't think, but you know what, they taste good. Let's do that with the rest of them. Okay, this is them done. I'm honestly so excited to eat them. They're unreal. I started making them at 12 and it's now 27 minutes past, but I finished them at 25 past. I'm just going to put some of this reduced sugar sweet chili sauce in this bowl because genuinely, like, this makes them so much better, I promise. There's quite a lot of that. Yeah, I've got my sweet chili sauce, my spring roll. So excited. I just love this lunch so much because even though it might not look like loads, it fills me up perfectly and it's just like nice and fresh, like it feels really fresh. makes me feel good, and I love the taste, which is a huge thing for me because I'm just not the kind of person that can eat something that tastes like shit just because it's like healthy and good macros and stuff. Like I need it to taste nice. So yeah, I'm gonna eat this, watch some YouTube because I'm incapable of sitting with my own thoughts. One of my favourite things to do after I've cooked is light my wax melt thingy, because I basically have this burning all day. Like I probably use 2 of the tea lights per day, and I just absolutely love it. It makes me feel cozy, and you're obviously not like wasting a candle or anything. And then I also just recently got this Marlin and Getz Otto home spray, very kindly gifted, and I absolutely love it. I do a few sprays of this in the kitchen after I've cooked, because one thing I hate is after you've cooked and like the house smells of food. Really do not like that. But I think I'm actually gonna make a second coffee of the day. Whoopsies. But I kind of want a warm one so that I can sit down with it whilst I sit down and speak to you guys. Whoa, that was a very dramatic sound. I'm just gonna fill my Stanley up because this Stanley is my emotional support Stanley. Like it does not leave my side throughout the entire day. And it's always filled with ice cold water. Being able to get ice now from my fridge is honestly like the biggest game changer. I will be forever grateful for this fridge while I live here. Yummy. New angle unlocked. I can't tell if this is a good angle or if this just looks really weird. But I'm gonna make an afternoon coffee because we are going to sit down and chat, and I just feel like I need a beverage, and you know, it's a rainy day. I feel like a hot coffee will just be very cozy. I am going to do a single shot though because, you know, I don't like having too much caffeine in the day. Girls, it's almost time. You're probably like, shut the fuck up, Mia. I'm not going to use that mug. You'll be happy to know. I'm going to use this. This is literally my favourite mug for hot coffees. I actually got this in Greece last year. I love getting like mugs on holiday. It's got like marks on it though. But I love getting mugs on holiday because obviously nobody else really is going to have them, and they're just always a little bit different, and they're always like handmade. I get asked all the time where this is from, so I'm sorry, it's from Crete. And I'm really going to be putting my latte art skills to the test today because I'm using coconut milk, and if you know, you know, steaming alternative milk is not fun. Like it never turns out as good as whole cow's milk. It always is a bit rubbish. So I'm gonna try my best, but I'm not that used to using it or frothing it anymore, obviously because I'm not a barista anymore. I get asked like every single day, I think, about like my coffee setup in general. I'm really sorry for that noise the coffee machine is making. It does it every time. But like what syrups I use, what coffee beans I use, like how to do latte art, everything like that. And I used to be a barista, so like I have actually been trained to do this. But in terms of the products I use, so the coffee beans I use are actually from the coffee shop that I used to work at. So I don't think you can really get them online. I mean, they are actually from a supplier called Coffee Brothers, so I reckon you'll be able to get them on there. I'm not too sure though. And then the syrups I use are the Simply sugar-free syrups on Amazon. They're just really cheap. I think it's like £7 a bottle, and they last me ages, and they have the best flavours. I don't know how to describe to you how I do the latte art. Like it's really hard to describe, and also like I don't want to jinx it right now because it could go shit because this is coconut milk. But I basically put the milk in, and the key to it is actually like holding the jug out instead of just leaving it on there the entire time, because you're not going to be able to get that silkiness. So I recommend that you keep the tip of the frother, that's such a hard word to say, frother, like only a little bit into the milk the entire time, just so that it's like lightly frothing it the whole time. And then when you're done, you need to do what I am doing right now, where I tap all the bubbles out on the surface. So much harder with alternative milk, I tell you. And then you want to swirl it around, just gets it more silky. And let me try and give you a good view of the latte art, if I can do it. I'm going to try my best, but this milk is a little bit wet, which means it's a little bit too thin. So I go around the cup to get a base, and then I go in, yeah, this is shit, in again, in again, in again. As you can see, it's just way too runny. It's a lot harder with alternative milk, as I mentioned, but with whole milk, if you are wanting to like try it out as a beginner, would 100% recommend doing it with whole milk. So much easier. Like what I've just done right now is shit. Now for the sit down section of this vlog, I just wanted this to feel like we were on first time, you know? I've lit some candles, got my coffee, and we're gonna talk all things discipline, how to level up, and basically just being in our productive girl era, you know? Like, as I mentioned at the start of this video, this is something that I want to highlight and point out before we get into the nitty-gritty of winter, and like help you guys out as much as possible, because I know that we all struggle during that time of year with motivation and staying disciplined and things like that. So I thought that I would just share my tips and habits, things that I'm going to be doing personally to help me as much as possible during the next few months. Just surrounded by all my kids right now, hope you guys don't mind. So my main talking point and my main thing for this video is how to actually build discipline, because I know that a lot of people talk about it like, you know, you need to have discipline to make progress, you need to be consistent, blah blah blah, but you can't really do any of those things if you don't actually know how to build up discipline in the first place. And if you are a complete beginner, I know that this can be very overwhelming, hearing people talk about discipline when you have no idea. So I think the main mistake that a lot of people make is going straight into the deep end, and just unsustainable. They make it really difficult for themselves because they are creating goals and things that they want to achieve that are just not achievable for them in their stage of life or for their lifestyle that they're at right now. Starting small and gradually building up is very important. For example, don't set yourself the expectation of doing 6 workouts a week that are an hour and 30 minutes long every single workout. Like, that's very unsustainable and unachievable for a lot of people. Like, even saying to yourself, you know, I'm going to wake up at 5 a.m. every single day when you have previously been a person that gets up at 9 a.m. Like, it's going to be very difficult for you if you are just jumping into the deep end. So start small, build up the habits. For example, if you're wanting to wake up early, maybe wake up at 7 first instead, and then go to 6:30 and then 6 over the weeks, and it definitely will come easier, and you'll be able to build up that habit much easier the longer you ease yourself into it. And the same with the frequency of the workouts as well. Like, you don't need to be doing 6 workouts a week, but if you can fit it in and you want to fit in, then you can build up to that over time as well. Next, I would track my progress. Now, this helps to build motivation and consistency, obviously, as you hopefully see results over the weeks and things, and being able to actually see that increased effort, that increased changes in your body and the way you feel is so much better. That creates dopamine within you, which reinforces that habit. So physically sort of ticking that box and seeing the progress creates dopamine in your mind, which definitely makes it a whole lot easier to stick to that habit, and it makes you want to carry on because you're obviously seeing progress and you want to see more progress. So I definitely recommend tracking progress, and I don't recommend using only scales. So if you currently go by using only scales, I would definitely recommend using another way to track your progress as well as that. For example, taking pictures in the mirror, taking transformation videos, like, you know, maybe putting on some of your old clothes, like, I don't know, just anything that you think will be able to make you see progress in a way that is going to make you want to carry on. And I think what the scales don't show you is the way that you actually feel. And, you know, when you're building muscle and things, like, the scales don't show you that, because muscle weighs more than fat, so you might look at the scale and it be a heavier weight, when actually you've actually put on muscle. You've not like just gained weight and fat, you have actually gained muscle as well. So the scale literally just tells you a number. So I definitely recommend using other forms of progress tracking as well as that. Pictures and videos is the main one for me, because you can physically see the little tweaks and little changes that you make every single week. Make it easier for yourself to win. Now, you might be like, what do you mean? But for example, with us, when we do our weekly food shop, we don't buy a load of rubbish food. We don't eat food that we might be tempted by. Don't get me wrong, we still obviously include bits of chocolate in our food shop and things, but You know, we don't go buying all the stuff you see in the supermarket that you're like, oh my god, I want that, I want that. And it's just ultra processed, really high in sugar foods that, you know, realistically we do not need to be eating. Yes, it's nice every now and again, but we don't need to be getting that in our weekly food shop every single week. And if we have it in the house, we will eat it. By we, I mean me and my boyfriend. If we have it in the house, we will eat it. So make it easier for yourself to win, make progress and stay on track by not buying those things in the first place. So if it's there, you're likely going to eat it. Now, don't take that the wrong way. Like, we buy treats for ourselves in the food shop, but I just mean in like an excessive amount. And also, obviously, if you are on a really strict meal plan, maybe don't buy anything that's going to tempt you. Like, I'm personally not on like a really strict meal plan. I'm not on a meal plan at all. So, you know, I buy treats here and there, but if I was on a really strict meal plan, I was tracking my calories, and I had like a really strict end goal, I just wouldn't buy those things at all in the first place, and you're not tempted then. And another example in terms of like a non-food situation would be like, if you don't want to be distracted by your work or when you're going to sleep, put your phone in another room. If you have your phone with you at all times, especially like when you're going to sleep, you're going to make it harder for yourself to do the things that you are trying to do well. Like, you know, say you're trying to lock into a big work block, but your phone is there and you keep getting distracted, you're not going to be able to do the thing that you've set out to do. Same thing with going to sleep. If you want to read a book before bed or get an early night or get a good quality of sleep, but your phone is right there, it's going to make that harder for you. Make it easier for yourself to win. I promise it makes life so much easier. Attach discipline to your identity. So instead of saying things like, you know, I'm trying to work out, I'm trying to stay on track, say, I am the type of person that takes care of my body, and attach it to your identity instead of constantly just saying that you will get there someday or like you are trying to get there. Pretend as if you're already there. Like, that is you. You are trying to do it right now, but you know that you are going to get there. So attach that to your identity, and it really will switch around your mindset as well and make you believe that you are already that person that you are envisioning to be and wanting to become. When you change your identity in that way, your discipline will naturally follow, and that will just be something that is a non-negotiable in your routine. Accept imperfections and off-track moments. Now, I was going to use the word failures, but I don't like that word in that term, but like, to make it easy to explain, like, you know, accept the fact that you are probably going to fall off track. Like, your journey is not going to be perfect. Like, once you accept that, it takes a whole lot of pressure off yourself and makes the journey that much easier. And also knowing that if you do have those, you know, off track moments, that the next day you can just get back on track. Like, you don't need to do any crazy quick fixes to reverse what you've done, because if you do go off track for one day, like, that's not your progress ruined as well, which is very important to note, and something that I thought when I first started my journey was the case. Like, I thought that, you know, one workout missed was, you know, my body and all the progress I made is going to go back to what it was before. Like, that's not the case. Having 1-2 days off, like even going on a holiday for the week in the summer, like, that's not going to change or decrease the progress that you've made. It might actually help you. Try habit stacking. So this is linking a new habit that you want to implement to an already existing one that is, you know, probably a non-negotiable in your day. For example, you know, I think all of us probably put our phone on charge at night, which is probably part of your routine. So when you put your phone on charge at night, then make the effort to go and pick up your book and read. Obviously, because you put your phone on charge every single day, that's a habit that you do, same as brushing your teeth. But once you do that, stack it with another habit that you are wanting to implement daily and implement newly into your routine. Another one could be, as I mentioned, after you've brushed your teeth in the morning, you could then grab your journal and journal for 5 to 10 minutes. Like, stack it with the toothbrushing habit, which is like a non-negotiable, obviously. And over time, that new habit will then become an existing habit, and it will become a non-negotiable thing to you because you link it to that habit that you've already got in your routine. I think that's an easier way to get our head around new habits as humans, by linking it to something that we already know and are familiar with. But that is it for the little discipline section of this video. I hope that it was helpful. If you know, start doing all these things into your routine now, it's definitely going to make those winter months a lot easier. Like, things are going to become non-negotiables for you that are not even going to be like negotiable. For example, like waking up early. Like, just because it's dark, like, yes, it's hard, But you know, that's a solid in your routine now that you do every day, like brushing your teeth. Feeling very cozy right now, but I need to get a lot of editing done on my phone. So I'm gonna leave you guys here for a little bit and I will catch up with you later on. It's 1:30, so I'm doing good for time. And I think we might be going to the cinemas tonight. Again, sorry, we went to the cinemas in the last vlog, but I'm loving a cinema trip at the moment and there's a lot of like fun films out. There's a horror film that we wanna watch. What's new. And yeah, I'm gonna bring you along on my evening routine as well. This is just gonna be like a very chatty vlog, so I hope you're enjoying. I'm just sat eating these grapes because I'm editing a video that I made this morning. This has basically been like a full filming day for me. I made like 2 reels this morning, and I'm obviously filming this YouTube video as well. And if you're wondering what the behind the scenes of, you know, editing, specifically these ASMR videos is, it's very like tedious because you have to listen to the clips and like do the exact amount of time so that it sounds satisfying. No, because I've mentioned it before, not much of a fruit gal. Like I just don't really like fruit, never really have. Like it gives me the ick, majorly gives me the ick. But I've recently, I feel like I'm really late to this trend, recently discovered these cotton candy grapes. They're actually good. Like, never said that about fruit before, but they're actually good. And I do have homemade brownies in the fridge right now that I made last night, but I'm going to save one of those for after my tea. I was so close to having one after lunch, but I only want to have one a day. So, not a day, but I only want to have one today, not 2. So I'm saving that for after my tea, and I'm going to have these instead. I've just been downstairs to collect a couple of parcels. Thought we could unbox them together because I just love watching these videos, so I'm going to bring you guys along on mine. I ordered a few bits off Amazon, just like bits that I need. I kind of forgotten what I ordered, and I ordered them yesterday. Oh, it smells like nail varnish remover. It's probably not a good sign. Probably why it smells like that. Okay, basically, because I go to America in a few weeks. Basically, like my Dyson and like all Dysons in the UK don't work in the US because like the voltage is different. So I ordered this voltage converter. Don't know if this is going to work. It smells very nail varnish remover like. I don't even know if this will work. It's really heavy as well. Like that's going to weigh my suitcase down a lot. But how does that work? Because that's an American plug adapter. I'm confused because it said UK to US. What? Because obviously I can't plug my Dyson into that. I'm confused. Got another one. Nipple covers, because I, again, ordered a lot of outfits for the trip that I'm going on in a few weeks, and you know, a lot of them may be risking a nip slip. Like, there's a lot of cowl neck situations going on, so I actually don't own any nipple covers either, so I probably should just have these anyway. But why are they so big? Please. Whose nipples are that large? Oh, I was afraid they were going to be massive. Guys, that's my whole boob. I don't know if that's going to work, guys. That is my whole boob. Can I cut them, do you reckon? I reckon I could cut them. Yeah, I'll do that. I'll do the lounge one last. This is just some more hangers for my wardrobe because always getting a new product from Honor, so I can always do with some more hangers. And then this is a little gua sha set because I need my face sculpted for this trip and just in general. And I actually lost my gua sha. I think I had one like ages ago and I don't know where it is. So I've got this, just like a plain silver one. And then I've got this too, which looks like an interesting contraption. I'm not going to put it on my face now because I've got makeup on. But I think you're meant to put them under your eyes, and then that's also a little roller thing. I think I'll put that in the freezer, I'm not going to lie. But I need to get back on using this every night. Like jaw, cheekbones. I need to get on it. So I want to be snatched. This is my lounge parcel. I'm so excited. Sorry if it's giving anybody else anxiety that I'm opening the parcels right next to that wax melt. But I ordered 2 sets and a romper. I actually don't own a romper. I'm so excited to have a romper. I feel like it's just cute, sexy, like, it's just cute, isn't it? Okay, so, oh, the prints on the lounge pyjamas, honestly, are the best, and the material and the quality is the best. I have like the croissant ones, the pink ones. They're literally some of my favourite PJs ever. This is the print. I'm not sure if you can see that, but so cute. Got some blue ones because I already have the pink ones. And then this shirt, so cute, guys. There's not much that makes me happier than new pyjamas. I love that. I also sized down to an extra small in these because my smalls in the other set are like massive, like also like really long as well. So hopefully these are better, you know? I'm a 5'2" girly. I feel like pyjamas don't really cater to short girls. Like I'm literally always, like the ends of my pyjamas are back in my bedroom, I'm in the kitchen. Just got a nice plain grey set because I don't have like a nice silky grey long sleeve and long bottom set, especially for autumn winter. How many times can I say autumn winter in one video? Not sure. And then this is the shirt. So cute. I feel like the sleeves are also, yeah, the sleeves are like 3/4 length as well, so I don't think they go all the way down to your hands, which I really like. I love that style. I think it's really, really flattering. This is the romper. Definitely gonna take this on my trip. Guys, how cute is that? What are the bets that it's gonna fit though? It is really stretchy, to be fair. What size did I get this in? I think I got this in a small. I got them in an extra small because they're obviously really oversized, but this I got in a small just in case because like my bum doesn't usually fit in these things, so hopefully this fits and it's not like too baggy or anything. But yeah, that is my little haul. I'm just about to get a shower, take my makeup off and put my pyjamas on because it's now nearly 5 o'clock and we've decided to have an at-home movie night tonight, which I'm so excited for. We just went to the shop to get some like snacks and stuff and we're gonna like turn the sofa into like a huge bed basically and bring like the duvet in from the spare bed and just shut the curtains, light the candles. So excited. So anyway, I'm gonna wind down now. This makeup needs to come off. So let's unwind together. I'm showered, makeup's off, and I've got my new pyjamas on. Guys, I'm actually obsessed with them. These are like the most slinky material pyjamas ever. I'm obsessed. I highly recommend the lounge pyjamas. Like, I bought these myself. It's not an ad or gifted or anything. Wish it was though. Yeah, I highly recommend. And I love like the 3/4 length sleeve vibe because I feel like my other ones from lounge, the sleeve is so long. Because I think the lounge ones are long in general. Do recommend sizing down, to be fair. But yeah, absolutely love. I'm just gonna put my LED mask on right now, and then I'm gonna do my skincare. Okay, we're gonna make a lemony garlicky steak pasta for dinner. Like, it's gonna be super easy. I have 2 steaks, actually 3 steaks here. We've got different ones for some reason. And yeah, we're just gonna keep the ingredients as limited as possible. And honestly, I've got this pasta. It's my new obsession. It's fresh pasta, so it's not like you don't boil it to cook it. It's already cooked. You just boil it for like 5 minutes to like soften it and heat it up. it tastes so much nicer than like the hard pasta that needs to be boiled. It tastes so much nicer and it's so much quicker. So yeah, the pasta will be done in 5 minutes, the steak will be done in like 5 minutes. So this tea should take me like 10 to 15 minutes. The only thing that is going to be a bit longer is like the sort of sauce that I'm going to make, which is literally going to be a lemon. I'm going to put this parsley on top when it's done, and then this garlic, and I'm going to put that in the pan with a little bit of oil and some chicken stock, I think, and that'll make a nice sauce. So let's do it. This is what she looks like. Super easy and simple and high protein. We're about to set up for movie night. This is the setup. We've got wine, we've got drinks, we've got popcorn, we've got chocolate, and these are the brownies that I made last night. They kind of look like shit, but I'm going to put one in the microwave and have one of those as well. They actually taste so good. Like, they do look like shit, but they taste unreal, promise. My sweet option of choice is sweet popcorn, because I always used to get the mixed popcorn, but then I always just found myself picking out the sweet ones. So I was like, why would I get the sweet and salty when I prefer the sweet? I'm not actually a huge popcorn fan, but you know, if it's there and we're watching a movie, I will eat them. Hey guys, it's a bit later on now. I'm sorry for this very rogue and random angle, and excuse the mess. They're clothes for my trip coming up in a few weeks that I just can't be bothered to put away, you know. I'm just going to leave them out till I have to go, which is very lazy of me, and that is clean washing. But movie night was hard, and it was very cute, very wholesome. We watched a film called Juror, Juror, and it was good. It was good, to be fair. It was like a thriller, and I recommend. But I thought that I would just come on here and have a bit of a chat with you guys, because I was going to talk about cycle syncing and also answer some of the questions that you guys have asked me today. So let's get into it. Now, I'm going to talk about cycle syncing first, and you know, I don't want this to seem like I am, you know, giving you like scientific information. Like, I am only going to tell you like what I do and, you know, what anybody can find through research on the internet, because I get asked all the time, and that was a lot of the questions on the Q&A thing that I put on my story was, you know, can you talk about cycle syncing more? Do you do cycle syncing? You know, how do you train around your period? Like, that is a question I get asked all the time. I'm not sure why. I think it's just probably because it's like a struggle area for most women. So what I do personally, this is probably just going to sound so simple and so like duh, but I literally just listen to my body. Like, I don't go into the certain phases telling myself that I'm going to feel the way that Google tells me I'm most likely to feel. Like, I will just wait and see how I actually feel, because I feel like a lot of the time people see other people saying things, and you know, you see things from research, so you convince yourself that you feel that certain way, when, you know, that month you might not feel that way during that period of your cycle, but on another month you might feel a different way in that period of your cycle. So like, just assess it as you go along and, you know, see how you feel. You see people online all the time in their luteal phase are saying, you know, I'm low energy today, I'm not doing a weights workout, I'm doing Pilates instead. And it's it's so easy, I think, for a lot of girls online to see that and say, okay, I'll do that as well. Even if, you know, you maybe feel up to a weights workout, but, you know, you're just copying what somebody else is doing because you're not fully listening to your body. So, like, my main piece of advice would be to listen to your body, and that is what I do. And if you have no idea what I'm talking about in terms of phases, I will just very quickly give you a very brief overview. Like, I am not an expert in this, but I'll just give you a very quick overview of what each time of your cycle means and like what's happening. So your menstrual cycle is basically from day 1 of your cycle to, you know, however long that lasts for you. It's different for everybody, but that is your period, essentially. Like, your time of the month is your menstrual cycle. And you also have low estrogen and low progesterone during this time, and then after that you go into your follicular phase where your estrogen starts to rise again and you might start to feel more motivated. And then the week after that you go into your ovulatory phase, which is like your peak estrogen phase. So that's usually the phase that people say, you know, is the best phase, and it's normally with a lot of women when you feel your best, you feel your most confident, you want to socialise more, like you just feel more confident. And then the week after that is your luteal phase. So this is like the last week in your cycle, the week before your menstrual cycle, like the week before your period, which is what I'm currently in right now. And I'm pretty sure, don't quote me on this, I just did hear something, but I do actually think your serotonin levels decrease during this week, which is why we tend to feel unhappier. And I feel like, with me anyway, I just feel like my mood is a little bit more constant. Like, I'm not like really happy, and like, I don't know, I just never really reach a high during this week. It's just like a level out period basically. And I personally tend to feel low self-confidence and just pretty weak. Like, I'm just not feeling my best. And anyway, a lot of people recommend different forms of exercise during this amount of time, but I'm not going to recommend that to you guys. Like, I'm not going to say what I think you should do during that time, because I think that, you know, you can work that out yourself from how your body is feeling. And I would hate to like tell you what you should be doing when, matter of fact, everybody's body is different. So I'm not going to comment on that. The main thing I will say is to just listen to your body. Cut long story short, I do my same training and split and everything all month round, whether I'm in my luteal phase or my ovulatory phase. But if I am feeling really, really bad, really, really low energy, and, you know, really, really, really just don't want to lift weights, I will do something else instead. But I don't go into that week with the intention of changing everything around, you know? I just stick to the same all the time, until maybe last minute if I want to change things. Somebody said, you've got a very feminine energy nowadays compared to the past years. How did you change that? Now, I see this as a big compliment, so thank you for that comment. But I know that a few years ago, I feel like I sort of tapped into a more masculine energy online and in person as well. But I just was in that phase. I feel like a lot of us go through that phase, but it was the phase of like, you know, wanting to build as much muscle as possible. I just wanted to be big and muscly, and yeah, that was just like the era that I was in then. I was just deep in that like bodybuilding sort of culture. Like, I really, really enjoyed that sort of thing. Like, I even considered maybe competing one day, and it just really, really interested me and inspired me. And nothing has made me not like that as much anymore. I feel like I've just grown as a person and it's not of my interest anymore. And I now just personally like to train and eat and live in a healthy, balanced way. And I personally like the more feminine look on me. And, you know, since I have lost a little bit of weight over the past year or so, I prefer that on myself personally, physically, and I also feel better mentally and internally as well. And I feel like my body is responding so much better to the way that I'm living now as opposed to before. Like, I just wasn't eating good quality foods before, and like, my body was under a lot of stress with my training. Like, I was really putting my body through the ringer during that time, and I just way prefer the way that my lifestyle is now. Like, I just don't really have an interest in bodybuilding anymore. Like, that's just not for me. It used to, which is absolutely fine, but it just doesn't anymore, and it's not something that I want to do. And I feel like, I don't know, I feel like I've just grown and matured and really just leaned into like the balanced lifestyle aspect, and I don't want to give that up at any time. Like, you guys will know, like, from what I post and my content, and like, you know, if you know me, you know that I am always balanced. Like, if my friends want to go out for dinner, I'll always say yes. If my friends want to go for a drink, I'll always say yes. Like, I'm not that strict with my lifestyle because I don't think it's worth it for me to be that strict, and I'm personally happy with how my body looks physically, how it is now, and I'm not working towards a very strict, specific goal. I enjoy my life the way it is right now. You know, things might change, but for now, I love a very balanced, well-rounded approach. A lot of people asking how to get back into 5 a.m. starts, and, you know, why do you do the 5 a.m. starts, and how to stay disciplined with them, basically. So I think with early wake-ups, it definitely comes with time. Like, I think it comes back to what I was talking about earlier, where you can't just throw yourself in the deep end. Like, you need to ease yourself into it, and I promise it will become a habit over time. Like, it does seem like the hardest thing in the world at first. Like, I know I've been there and I've snoozed that alarm before, but I think it's about showing up for yourself and sticking to the promises that you make to yourself every day. That is the thing that counts. Like, it's not just the fact that, you know, you're saying you're getting up at 5 o'clock so you can tell other people. It's the fact that you can say to yourself, like, I stuck to that promise that I made myself, and that means the most to me. The fact that I can be strong-minded enough to continuously utilise the disciplines and healthy habits I've built up over time. The fact that I'm able to do that makes me very proud of myself, because there was a time in my life where I wouldn't have even dreamed of doing any of that. So yeah, I think it means more to me than just being able to tell people you're getting up at 5. It's definitely something within. Like, it's the same as working out. Like, yes, you work out to get a better physique, but you also work out to stick to the promises that you made to yourself. And, you know, it feels good to do something that you told yourself that you were going to do. Aside from the physical progress that you will make, most of it is a mental game. And if you're a beginner, I think that that is very hard to understand, because you can only see the physical end goal of, you know, the goals you have with your physique, but you really will notice over time that it's just way more than that. Every day when I finish my session after a 5 a.m. session, I think to myself, like, wow, I'm so happy right now that I did that, and I did what felt so hard in the moment. Like, there's something just so empowering about that. So yeah, I think honestly, just keep at it. It will get easier. I promise it will get easier. Not that it gets easy, but it doesn't, I don't even think it necessarily gets easier. It just gets to become routine. Like, that's the way I can put it. It's just routine. And somebody said, do you always wake up early? Now, I don't know, I think like early, everybody has a different perception of early. Like 1 to 2 times a week I'll get up at 5, not every day. And then every day that I don't get up at 5, I get up at 6. So some people think that's early. Some people will probably think 6 is late. But my point is, yes, I'm always getting up at an early time because it makes me feel good. Like, I don't just do it to just, like, you know, because it's a trend or whatever. Like, I actually genuinely do it because it makes me feel good. And I've mentioned this before, but I work from home and I work for myself, and to me it's very important to still have structure in my day, because it's very easy to lose that when you work for yourself. Like, you have nobody telling you what to do, what time to do things, and I'm the only person that's going to be able to do that for myself. So if I want to be the most successful version of myself, I need to do that for myself. I need to create that schedule for myself. I need to get up early and get it done. Otherwise, you know, nobody's coming to do it for me. So why would you not do it for yourself? A lot of people asking me, how do I stay on track all the time? How do I stay disciplined all the time? And it really just always comes back to habit. Like, as hard as it is, all the things that I do now and non-negotiables for me, like waking up early, posting content every day, editing content, posting a YouTube video every Sunday, for example. Like, they are non-negotiables for me. And I think when you get that into your head that it's a non-negotiable, that is when you will start doing it consistently. What's your thoughts on the summer I turned pretty? Guys, it's so bad. I'm sorry, I hate to be that person, but it's so bad. Like, I just cringe every time I watch it. I don't know what it is. Like, I am still watching it, but it's just in the background, you know, because I feel like I've come this far. I'm on like season 2. To me, it's not what it's all raved about. People saying, how many times do we need to post to go on Instagram? How to organise your content and post on Instagram to be productive? I think everybody is different, like, you know, everybody has a different personal schedule and, you know, the time that they have to put into that, especially if it's not your full-time job. Like, I think a good benchmark for people, if you are starting out, would be maybe to post 2 to 3 times a week. Honestly, I think that's a good benchmark, especially if you have another job alongside that as well, is a good point to start at. And obviously if you find that it's really hard to keep up with that, maybe lower it, and if you find that you're keeping up with that really easily, then you can obviously increase it a little bit, like just play it by ear. But the main thing I would say is just be consistent. Don't post on Instagram one week like twice and then the next week you post nothing, the week after that you post 3 times, and the week after that you post nothing. Like, just make sure whatever schedule and structure you set for yourself, you stick to that, because it's very important to be consistent. It doesn't matter if you're posting viral content or just regular content. Like, if your content's not going viral, it doesn't matter. I think for the community that you do build, consistency is so important. Even if my content is not going viral, I know that those people that, you know, are supporting me and always support me appreciate the consistency of my content, and, you know, that makes me happy alone. Like, I don't think that people should strive for viral content all the time, because it doesn't always equal good things. Okay, I think I'm going to end these questions here because it's currently 9:30 past my bedtime and I need to go to bed because I need to read Zodiac Academy. I can't wait, I'm so excited. I am having a rest day tomorrow, which is why I'm going to bed a little bit later tonight. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I feel like it might be a long one. I've been talking for 22 minutes right now, so I mean that's the whole video in itself. I know that it was just like a day at home with me. Sorry if it was a bit boring, like I was literally basically in my kitchen the entire time, but I just sort of enjoyed bringing you along on a bit more of like a boring day with me. Like, this is genuinely what typical days in my life look like. I'm just sat at home all day editing. I just honestly love this life and I love what I do. If I can help one person in this video, then it makes me happy. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video and I will see you in the next one. Bye!